All right, we got a rainy, wet ball. It's not easy, you know. You can't see the rain on TV, but when you're at the stadium, I mean, it's a beast trying to throw that wet ball. I know it's really hard. Now he's got big hands. Let's see how big his hands are. 10 and a half. He's got huge hands. That should be absolutely no problem. Okay. First play throws a while on a swing pass. Had a big play chance on that one. You know, this really struck me in this game. When he's under center, he's going back like 9 steps, T. And he gets back there so fast, so athletically. That just opens up so many dimensions of their offense. It helps the run game being under center, but yet he gets back there so fast, it almost is the same as a shotgun. He's so athletic and he bounces back there. You know, when you see him, you just think he's going to complete every pass. He looks great in the pocket. All right, he threw high to Musgrave on a man-to-man over there against Warner. Pretty good coverage. Tough throw. On the screen, they knocked Jones down. What did he do? Tossed it away like a veteran. Loved his poise on that thing. He was running away from pressure, almost always going to the right. You know, he has to be a little bit more unpredictable and head left. He'll work on that. Tom Clemens is good at those drills every day in practice. All right, the 4th and 1, you can't minimize it. It cost him a field goal. He was too high on that sneak. It was a tough one. All right, second half, 3rd and 1 on the sneak. He got it. He got lower. Yep. Go ahead,
On
Ty.
this on the 4th and 1 sneak, I wanted to ask you, what were your
Yeah.
thoughts on Love hustling up to the line of scrimmage? It was a little rushed.
It was, but they think it's good, don't they? They practice it, I'm sure.
Hmm.
They think it's to their advantage because they know what they're doing. The defense doesn't, so the defense has to rush. Um,
I guess a lot of teams do that, but for whatever reason, I had a weird feeling in the stomach, like,
did
I
you?
don't know. With
Yeah.
this team, as young as they are, you might want to really know what the hell you're doing collectively here.
Yeah. And the spot, I mean, you can't see it from TV. You got you
Right.
got raw eyes, two guys on the sideline. I mean, they do the best they can, you know. All right, 3rd and 15, the bomb to Melton. He was on target and got that 41-yard PI on Thomas. Boza's right in his face for a knockdown. Hits Dobbs for 15. Great throw, tight window. That was probably his best ball of the day. He threw wild in the flat to Kraft. 3rd and 11. Kraft on the typical leak out, moving from right to left. He throws it high and behind him, right? Pick, led to a field goal.
That was bad.
It was bad. I mean, you can't miss high in the middle of the field. You just can't do it. And he's been totally immune for that for the last half of the season. It's just a bad ball, period. 3rd and 2, he threw a wild check down to Jones, and I think they punted there. That was in the second half. All right, so 107 left with a hard rain, 1st and 10 on the 25. I think they're out of timeouts there. All right, he throws one ball, gain of 8, throws high on an incompletion, throws another ball for 4 and a first down. 45 seconds left. Tyler, there wasn't pressure. He kind of moved right the way Rodgers used to move right when he just didn't really like what was there in the pocket. He could have sat there. I wouldn't give anybody from the Niners a pressure or charge Green Bay with a pressure. The blockers, no way. And he just kind of goes to the right and just made a knucklehead decision. Couple guys back there, Watson's in no position to come get that ball. I think the odds are good. The ball is at the 37 at that point with 45 seconds left. Most guys can get a team down there and get a decent field goal attempt, 50 anyway. This is not it's not a miraculous comeback. It's not something you write your game story the next day about, oh my God, a comeback for. It's not. These NFL quarterbacks and offenses are so skilled, and defenses have no chance with all these penalty flags flying. You just do it. It's not a big deal, and he couldn't do it. So that's it on the QB. You want me to do running backs before we overall on, or you want to go here, T?
Just while we're on love, I mean, you're right. That's such a good point. I think all of our football brains need to evolve into the state that you just described. Like when there's a couple minutes left and you have even a timeout, hell, even if you don't have a timeout, the way the league is set up with the rules, the way defense is playing coverage, it's not much at all to get into field goal range. That's why all of the animosity and the vitriol and just disgusting stuff that you see here in Buffalo off of Tyler Bass's miss, it makes zero sense. Obviously, there's no place for death threats, regardless of what happens in a sporting event. But just like use your brains, people. Patrick Mahomes is doing whatever the hell he wants. The Chiefs are doing whatever they want. Sean McDermott's defense is caving yet again in the playoffs. There is zero resistance whatsoever. Mahomes is going down blindfolded to get them into field goal range to win the game. So spare me the death threats to Tyler Bass that are just insane to begin with. That poor guy, man. I think that the future is in phenomenal hands, but this is a game that right now is going to linger.
Tyler, I'm tough on this team right now because I think they were really good. Period. Enough to win the Super Bowl. I think they were really good. They're better than some of these Rodgers teams that got beat. This team right now, they were ready to roll, man. They were young, precocious, not feeling pressure. People looking either past them or just not really excited about them. So I'm going to be hard because this team was good. That's why.
And the flip side of that is what we've seen in Buffalo. A tight coach and a tight team finding ways to overthink and finding ways to lose late in games. I think the more you're in these games, the more you can kind of go that direction, any team. So that was an advantage. That's a great point, Bob. Like they don't know what they don't know. They feel no pressure. Someone else went to the number one seed and knocked them out. So yeah, you should be hard. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, all these playoff games, every column that is written, every take that is spewed on television, everything should have a lot more bite to it after these playoff games than anything that you heard during the regular season. Aaron Rodgers said himself once, like playoffs, that's where you make your legacy. All right. We can talk about regular season success all we want. Sean McDermott did it at his season-ending presser today, pointing to the 10-win seasons and all of that. Well, I don't want to hear about the triumphant, heroic runs to the 44% club. Like, I don't want to, like, if you're good enough, and I'm talking Bills here, it's a different state of the franchise, but like, they should not be judged in the regular season. They should be judged in the playoffs. Right? Green Bay's not at that point yet, but these playoff games should be scrutinized because it's a million times more important than anything we've talked about up to this point.